So the next day on the Azores, we woke up and it was a lot nicer, and so we decided to do the hiking and stuff we were going to do on the first day. So we drove out to the first spot. It looked real nice. We took pictures and we started hiking, and maybe halfway up, the clouds, like I took some pictures, I turned around and started walking back, and then I turned around to look at Bonnie, and everything I just took a picture of was gone.
Cloudy.
The clouds just covered everything. They just rolled in and covered everything. It was still pretty pretty. I mean, you're in this green landscape covered in fog, and I could, if I just stood there, I could watch Bonnie disappear into the fog. So, I mean, it's still pretty cool, but it wasn't probably half as pretty as it could have or should have been, just because of all the fog. And when we got up to the top, it was just all white. You couldn't see anything. It was just white everywhere. And halfway up, you could see each side of the island before the fog came in. You could see the north side and the south side, which was pretty cool. Probably would have been a lot more cooler if it was sunny outside.
It was nice when we started.
But it wasn't.
I can't see anything.
But it was a nice hike.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was.
So the wind picked up. Now a lot of the clouds are gone. It's the south side of the island. Ocean. It's looking west. And that's the north side of the island. Pretty. And then, was this the same place or did we drive?
As we drove, we left that, and as we were driving, we saw the aqueduct, so we stopped to explore the aqueduct.
I think the coolest part about this island is it's all volcanic and everything is built out of the rock. And the rock is super fertile, so there's green on everything. Like there's no bare dirt unless it was just excavated or people are walking on it constantly. It was just so green and lush there. It was really neat. One of those YouTube people who die for the shot. What?
I'll finally make you famous on YouTube. I'll tell you you're welcome right now.
Bonnie tried walking across the aqueduct. She got about a quarter of a way across before she turned around. Probably wasn't the best of ideas, but I'm sure it was a fun experience.
Yeah, till I realized how high I was and barely could turn around.
And turn around. So, I guess on this road, it was super touristy. Tons of people were either coming or going. We came to one spot where there was a ton of cars. We weren't sure what it was yet. And I had my mind set on going to the abandoned hotel. So we didn't stop there. When we passed it, we just drove on to the abandoned hotel.
And this place is really interesting. I didn't know anything about it. Frank had told me there's, I don't know if you said it was haunted or something. I don't know what you said. We have to go to this hotel. It's just eerie. Everything has been stripped, like it was half built, but you see remnants, like even like carpet or wood siding. It was just weird.
I thought it was really cool. It was a lot of fun. We tried to look, I mean, we assumed there was a pool there, so we were looking for a pool a lot of the time. We found the roof fairly quickly. It had some great views. Of course, it would have been better if it wasn't so cloudy, but it was still pretty amazing. And then we spent a lot of time looking for a pool, just walking around all the property.
Yeah, because supposedly at the time, this was like going to be one of the most renowned or like highest end types of hotels. And for whatever reason, funding or something, they never were able to finish it. But we just kept thinking, well, you're not going to build this nice hotel and not have a pool. So it was fun to look around and see where we thought the pool was. And then there's like that parking garage.
Yeah, we found where you could go down, and it was probably a parking garage, but if there might have been more stuff down there, the pool might have been down there as well. But you could get to the parking garage from like the inside part of the hotel, but they had the outside where actually you drove into it. It was all blocked up with cinder blocks, so you could not get into it from the outside. But it was too scary to go in. It was just pitch black, so I had no desire to go in there. So then we drove back to where all the cars were that we did see. At the time, I didn't know this was the place we were looking for, but it ended up being, I guess, one of the highest points on the island where you can go up and you can see everything. It was a long hike to get there. It was manicured. It kind of looked like a state park on the way there until you get to the very top. And then when you get to the top, you just walk out on these like fingers of cliffs, and you can see all the lakes, all the calderas. You can see the city down in between. Just, you can see for miles and miles and miles, so much depth and levels.
It was beautiful. I mean, I know we weren't in the Swiss Alps, but I imagined I was Maria in The Sound of Music. I'm so afraid of heights. That's it. It's like every color of green imaginable. Depth is a good word. Oh, those on the manicured part, the azaleas were just so thick. It was so different. I guess in Texas, the azaleas struggle because of the heat and lack of moisture in some parts. And they were just hedges of azaleas, just like the hydrangeas.
So then we drove through Ciudades and back towards Mosteros on the west side, and then to the south, and we were looking for the hot springs in the ocean.
Yes.
There's a place in the ocean where the hot springs come out, and you can get in the ocean and be warm, hot in like the ocean water. So we drove out there. It took us a while to find it. there weren't really any signs, or we parked in the wrong place, or we started walking in the wrong direction in the first place. But we eventually did find it. We followed people until we came across where all these people were, and that's where the hot springs of the ocean was.
Yeah, it's just beautiful terrain, like I've never seen before. It was just such a beautiful place to be. So the hot springs was pretty interesting. They had like these rope, was it maybe real ladders down into them. And when you first get in, it's not real hot, it's tepid because the ocean water is coming into this little inlet mini bay area and mixing with the hot water. The further back you went into the rocks, it was hot. So it was just a really neat experience.
I didn't take much video of it because I was in the water most of the time. Then we did that, and then I believe we drove the southern coast back to Ponta Delgado is where we were staying, or Ponta Delgada, or Delgado, I don't remember. I think we were pretty pooped.
I don't even think we...
But I'm sure we went out and got food somewhere that night. But maybe we didn't. I don't remember.
We had to have had lunch or dinner somewhere. I don't remember it right now.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I feel like when we got back, I do remember saying, like, we don't really have to go eat anywhere. Like, we were tired. So we must have had something earlier, but...
Yeah, maybe we stopped in that
Was it just the lunch that we
furnace.
had?
I don't remember. I don't know.
But it was fun.
Yeah, that was a fun day. There's a lot of hiking, a lot of stuff we've never seen or experienced before. So it was really enjoyable. And we got done a lot of the things that were on our list to check off. So it was good. That was day 4.